Listeners, watchers, welcome back to the next episode of the podcast. I'm delighted today to be joined by Seth. Seth, I've seen you so many times on Substack. We just mentioned this before this call started. We keep seeing each other like ships in the night. And it's just really cool to finally get a chance to talk to you.
Absolutely, yeah. I see your face all the time. Words of wisdom all over Substack notes and the stuff you write. So yeah, excited to a little iron sharpening iron here, I guess maybe today. So
Brilliant. Awesome. Seth, first of all, can you tell anyone who's listening today a bit about yourself? So maybe they've already come across you on Substack, or maybe they haven't, but like who are you? What do you do? How did you get to be where you are now? And I think most importantly as well, where did you get your glasses? Because I love them.
well, to get the most important thing out of the way, yeah, Zenni.com, Zenni. That's the pitch, not a sponsor. They literally the frames are like $8.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm getting older, so the progressive lenses added a bit to the final total. But yeah, I love them. I
I
love
have
them.
that issue as well.
So, eyeballs and getting old. No, me, I'm a third generation musician. I grew up in a family of musicians. Realized soon I played in bands and this, that, and the other. And I learned quick I wasn't going to be a rock star like I had wanted to. So I started writing about it in 2001 because it was like, hey, if I can't be out there playing, at least I could talk about my friends that are playing. And that's why I
Mm,
started a blog in the first place. All the others music publications weren't talking about some of the bands I saw in like the Northeast Pennsylvania area. So I
mm.
was like, well, I'll just write about them. And funny enough, that became the foundation of my entire career. And so, like 25 years later, I'm still, the mission is kind of the same instead of just like, for the longest time, it was like, I want to help bands, I want to help my friends sell albums.
Mm.
It's morphed over the years to like, I just want to help creative people get their stuff out into the world. It's a selfish endeavor because I want to see their art, I want to see their music videos, I want to listen and watch their everything that they do.
Mm.
And if I can help do that in a way with my 25 whatever years of helping people do like please I love to help. That's what I'm all about.
Nice. What is the music scene like in Pennsylvania these days?
Oh dear Lord, I have no idea. I I have been so entrenched in music. That's the funny thing. Like it's a love of mine. I don't get to live events much. I don't like again 25 years of it. Like back in 2001, I moved to New York City. In 2006, I started a metal blog for AOL Music in 2008. Like I was sometimes going to like two, three shows a night.
Wow.
I live in and breathe in talking to labels, publicists, bands all the time. It was and like so when I left that world in like 2011 or so, that like forward facing, like I'm in it, and I could just operate in the background, which I've done for a number of years, like the second half of that 25 years,
Mm.
working with labels, doing email marketing, helping out with publicists and stuff. I see everything that's going on, and it's just so much, and I can't keep. It's a full time job to try to keep up with it.
I'm sure.
I don't even have the bandwidth to make it a part time job to keep up with it. So I like what I like. I let people filter great music to me.
Mm.
There's some great writers, as you know, on Substack that are always sharing great music. Pick up some of that stuff here and there. Just go on Bandcamp and find some stuff. So yeah, I'm not as much a an enthu- yeah, I just don't get out much and take in. Also, too, I'm turning 50 this month.
Happy
It's
birthday.
yeah, thank you. And so it's like, my vim and vigor, has changed a bit since I was 16 doing this. So
Mm.
again, I like what I like. I'll go see some stuff. And more key to a lot of that music stuff is just meeting up with friends at those events. And
Mm.
so that becomes more the thing rather than the focus being the music. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's it's friends at this point.
Yeah. No, I definitely I spent a lot of my 20s going to a lot of concerts. And like I loved it. It was great. It's definitely a major social kind of event as well.
Yep.
But now, I mean, I'm almost in my 40s, and even at this point, I'm like, you know what? I like what I like. I'm probably not going to take on any new bands at this stage. And go like maybe one concert like every couple of years now at this stage. So yeah, it's definitely for like a time in your life, and then you kind of maybe move out of it a little bit.
Yeah, totally, totally, and I think that's fair. Like we're humans; these are very fluid, flexible lives that we have, so we're allowed to change.
Yeah. That's very fair. So Seth, tell me about Substack then. So this is obviously where we've connected on the
Mhm.
platform, and you write Social Media Escape Club, and I'll just read the bio of it, or from your profile actually. I help make it less scary for creative people to get away from social media. Please tell me all about that.
You know, in 2023, when I decided I was going to start hosting Zoom calls for my subscribers, I was like that, and that stemmed from, which is a whole another discussion. Like, what's my paid offering? I was like, let me just try this.
Mm,
And holy crap, people like really enjoyed being on those calls. Maybe enjoy is the wrong word because there was a lot of fear and apprehension and like doom on those early calls. Like people literally like deer in the headlight kind of look of like, what if I'm not on Instagram? What do I do? Like how do I do? Like there was a lot of fear. Um, so stuff is kind of gone from there of like addressing that, and like the big core part of that is the community. Like I do 3 weekly Zoom calls for my audience, for the subscribers, and like it's taking the fear out of it is other people. Like other
mm,
people helps make it so much easier to get away from the social media, because anyone could sit on their couch while they're watching a TV show and delete a social media app. Then what?
mm,
Like okay, there's 800 other apps on your phone. Before you know it, you're on like a shopping app. That's a thing that happens. Like people
mm-hmm,
start scrolling on those. I was guilty of like going to Google News on the browser, and I would scroll that. I had to block that. So yeah, doing stuff together, like being in community, being even if it's not on like my community, like just being talking with other people about this stuff is the biggest part of it. Is like taking the fear out of it because you're not doing it alone.
mm,
Like doing hard stuff alone is hard.
mm.
Hard stuff alone is hard. Duh. But like doing it with other people, like seriously, like if you want to start running, like it helps to like run with your friend that's like that runs 4 miles a day.
Yeah.
Like it's maybe not pretty, but like a good friend is going to be like wait for you at the end of the block, and
Mm,
or whatever, or like learn how to play guitar or something like that, or jamming. Doing it with other people just makes it so much more fun.
yeah, for sure. Um, so one thing you talk about, Seth, is that about the idea of letting other people do like promote your work for you instead of promoting it yourself. So kind of moving away from having to share everything on social media all the time, letting somebody else talk about you instead for you. What does that actually look like in practice then for people? So how do you actually get other people to talk about your work in a really genuine way?
Well, I mean, part of the mystery of that, or maybe the misunderstanding of it, is like you're going to make such great work that someone is just going to wake up one day and be like, "Everybody, go look at this." That's really hard to do, and like that takes a long time for that to happen.
Mm,
I'm more talking about like working with cool people that are doing stuff similar to you or like similar vibes.
mm,
Just do stuff with them. Like you don't have to cross your fingers and hope that they link to you.
mm,
Like talk to other people and get on a Zoom like this, or do a Substack live, or do a collaborative newsletter post together of like your favorite Halloween movies or something, like whatever. And then because then that goes out to their audience,
mm,
and then now their audience is like, oh, like you're vetted. Like so there's that idea of like they're promoting it doesn't even sound gross or salesman like oh promotion like marketing. It's like no, just do cool stuff with cool people, and like as you're
mm,
hanging around other people, like one of the best examples I have is like a couple years ago, the musician Laura Kidd of Pen Friend has a YouTube channel and was like, hey, let's talk about email marketing for bands and stuff like that. I was like, heck yeah, okay, cool. And so we hopped on there. We did something like this, and they're amazing. They edited it to be super great and cool. And it went up, and I got over probably 100 subscribers from
nice.
that, from their YouTube channel. Like, do we all
Mm,
want our own cool YouTube channel? Of course we do, kind of, even if we hate the idea of it. But like, they already had it. And
mm,
I just had to show up and like talk about it and talk about our stuff. And that because like that I think is just so much more fun than trying to get the right Substack note or trying to get the right reel or what, like do cool
mm,
stuff like that with other people, and not only one, it's more fun. So now you have more energy to do more fun stuff. And so when I say like, yeah, okay, do that once a week, it's not so intimidating or like ridiculous because if you're not on social media 4 hours a day, posting and trying to get everything right and engaging, and instead you set aside an hour each week to like talk to cool people doing your cool stuff, that's easy.
Mm.
I mean, does it take a little work to like put those together? Yeah, but do that. Like that's more fun than like I don't know. Like I said, like trying to come up with the right. Everybody, stop putting hashtags in Substack notes. They don't work. They don't work. They worked on Twitter. We're not on Twitter anymore. Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely attest to that. Like I think whenever Substack first introduced the whole going live feature,
Hmm.
every time I go live, I notice a bump in subscribers, and the person I'm speaking to notices a bump in subscribers because
Hmm.
there's just that cross pollination between your audiences. And as you said, that person is essentially like vouching for you for their audience, or saying,
Yeah.
"This guy Seth is great. You should listen to what he says. Here's the conversation we had, and it's so powerful." Um, what does it look like, Seth, for you then? So if you basically allocate more of your that kind of promotion time, I guess, and you do that through just chats with other people, how do you then take that time and energy you would have spent before on social media, and what do you put that towards then instead? Does that go towards a different kind of creative project, or towards your writing, or what does it look like?
I mean, when I say I host 3 Zoom calls a week, like people are like, "Yo, that's too many. I could never do that." Are you kidding? I love talking about this stuff. I could do this all day. I found that like I have the energy for it because I'm doing exactly what I want to do.
Mhm.
And like it aligns with me and how I operate. So the energy like kind of found like there was an equilibrium there, I guess, of like so but doing that kind of begat more opportunities then because more people would see me talking on videos like this or podcasts or lives, be like, hey, let's talk on my thing or whatever. Like so I think a big thing for me about social media is so or not being on social media is just it's not just the time you save, but it's the energy you save.
Yeah.
And again, the social media part is so isolating and such a solo endeavor. Let me
Mhm.
write this the right way. Let me do this. Get me the right photo. And instead, if you just like, I mean, I tell so many people like, if you just spend an hour a week like doing like a group Zoom call, like a casual like writer group or something like that, I think you're going to learn so much more and grow and develop so much faster. Like an hour a week, 50 hours a year of I said it before, like iron sharpening iron. Like you got to get better. Like you
Mhm.
have to by just hanging out. And like yes, a post might go viral, sure. But like, are you prepared for it? Are you ready for it? Are you the person you need to be for something to get 10,000 views?
Mhm.
Is your work can it stand up to that? Like, are you ready for that influx? And like, if you don't do that regularly, you might not be. And then
Yeah.
that's its own can of worms. The stress of that, the DMs, maybe people hate you now and stuff like
Mhm.
just do the stuff small with cool people in your creative orbit, I think.
Yeah, I was speaking to someone yesterday about that idea of not being ready for something going viral, and she was saying that Substack, I think, pushed out like a new person who joined the platform's article, and it blew up like way bigger than it should, and she gained loads of subscribers from it. But she basically had like nothing on her publication. There was no
Mm-hmm.
like articles or about page or anything like that. So people were subscribing to her, and probably when she starts to actually post things, they're probably just gonna unsubscribe again immediately. So
Yeah.
as a writer and a creator, that would be so demoralizing if that happened to you. You'd be like so excited to get an
Oh,
audience, and then the audience leave immediately as soon as you start to share your stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I mean, once you publish it, like you can't, it's out of your control. Like if it goes viral, or, I guess. But like, it shouldn't be your focus. It shouldn't be like, I mean, the idea of like, I posted my thing. Now I gotta promote it. I see that all the time on Substack notes. Like, I just want to write. I don't want to promote. Wait, sure, but like, rethink how you do promotion.
mm,
Like, yeah, you don't have to go on 13 different social media platforms to say, hey, everybody, new post for everybody to ignore and no
mm,
one see and no one click. Maybe just email 3 cool people in your life, like I wrote this thing, or 3 people you've never met before,
mm,
or, email you. or me or whatever, or tag someone or what, like, I don't know. I think the idea of like everything has to be the biggest impact to the most people all the time, I think is such a big lie pushed by social media. Like,
Mm,
you can just launch the thing. You could still promote the thing that you wrote 4 months ago,
hmm for sure.
because chances are a lot of people didn't see it. So
Yeah. So have you left social media entirely? You're not on it anymore at all? Is that right?
I deleted Twitter, deleted Instagram, deleted Facebook, deleted LinkedIn. I was never on Threads. Yeah, I'm off all those. I never had a TikTok. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. No Snapchat. Definitely on Substack Notes,
Mm.
because I was here on Substack before Notes came along, so whatever. Um, and here at Substack, I get to build an email list,
Mm,
and I really enjoy YouTube, which I don't consider super duper like a straight up social media network, but it kind of is too.
mm.
But I'm that's my guilty pleasure there. So, but yeah,
Okay.
everything else deleted, gone. Like I burned them to the ground. I didn't leave them up. They're gone.
Okay. How did that feel the first day you did that? Whenever you deleted them, did you feel free after it, or did you feel kind of trepidation initially?
No, I felt fine doing it, and each one of those was at a different period. Like, I held on to Twitter for a long time, because I joined on there in 2006. I loved it. It was beloved to me.
I did too
But
at the time.
yeah,
Mm,
but we saw what happened, and it was like, no, I don't need to be here. And it became that. Like, I would keep tweeting and tweeting and tweeting, and like no one cared, no one saw the stuff. And it was just like, so I got to the realization of like, however many subscribers I had at those points, because that was the thing. Like, if I delete Instagram, I can never tell anybody about this thing. If I delete Twitter, it was just like, you know what? Again, I don't know the subscriber count numbers at the time, but it was like, you know what? I got 200 subscribers. Let me focus on them.
mm,
Let me focus on who already signed up, and hope, or just work on and make it good enough that maybe some of those people like share it with their friends,
mm.
instead of me always having to trying to dance around and like entertain strangers.
Yeah.
So deleting social media kind of came easier for me, because I just saw so much of it from like 2010 and on, of like accounts that had huge follower numbers, and then like you would see how many likes a post had, or how
Mm,
many views some of their videos had, and it was like, wait a second, this doesn't add up. What are we wasting all our time on here for? Like, I let's just have an email list.
yeah. I think you talk on your either your about page or something I read about the illusion of necessity that social
Mm,
media has. So
yeah.
they make you believe that you can't do without them,
Yep.
until you actually do without them. Uh, at what point, Seth, did you kind of start to see that illusion break for you? So at what point did you say, hang on a minute, I actually can leave this platform and it's not gonna like destroy my whole internet presence?
I mean, I look, I couldn't know for sure.
Mm,
There was nothing 100% about it, but it was just like, I think it's for an artist or a musician or whatever. It's like, I'm gonna make the music I want to make.
mm,
I know I could make music this other way and be super and fit right in. I could play cover bands, I cover gigs, and I could do, but no, I want to do it this way. And that's what it kind of became. It kind of became like from the heart of like creativity, artistry. Again, I'm a third generation musician. I know a bit about that. Like, it was just like, no, this is what I want to play. This is how I want to do it. And yeah, it wasn't so much like I had no guarantee that anything would work out, but it was just like, it has to, like, because I don't want to play that game over there.
mm,
For so many of us, it's like, well, I can't get rid of Instagram. Well, and a lot of people are just, that's their only platform.
mm,
They're on usually one or something. And it's like, well, yeah, but you're not on TikTok. Like, you're not, like, you're missing out on all that audience. Like,
mm,
but really you're not. Like, yes, there's opportunity everywhere, but there's also opportunity to have a billboard out on the highway that you
mm,
don't have either. There's a conversation you don't have at a venue or a coffee shop. Like, you missed that one too. You weren't at a book signing event the other night. All those people were there and you weren't. Like, so like,
Mm,
For me, it was like I can't be everywhere and then marketing and be my best. And so
yeah.
for me, it was just like there's got to be another way, and there is. Like people survive without social media. And it was just like that's what I want to do. That's how I want to live. That's how I want to make my music.
Mm,
So yeah.
perfect. Do you think there's been like a sort of slight resurgence now of kind of the old ways in a sense in terms of like physical media, people actually
Mm-hmm.
sending letters in the mail, that kind of stuff. I know that for us, we got a letter recently. It's kind of funny actually. It was about signing a petition and it had like a QR code on it. So you kind of received like the physical mail, but then you didn't go onto your phone then to actually sign the petition. But
Mm-hmm.
something about getting that physical letter in the post means so
Yep.
much more now than if I got that in an email or if I got that on social media or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it physically came to my house into my hands and I could feel it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that sort of thing?
Yeah, the physicalness of it. I mean, you've probably seen too. I forget the person's name because there's so many great people on Substack doing work, but like there was an artist or a designer that like sent a zine that they made to like some creative director and they got a job from it.
Oh, nice.
Because no one else does. No one else is doing that, you know. The I have a friend of mine that was doing great work in the music world, like event kind of stuff. And they were going to mail a thank you card to the person that had the venue. Just a thank you card. They picked out a nice card, this, that, and the other. They wrote it nice. But instead of sending it, they like hand delivered it. They like went
Mm,
to their office and like they met up after that soon after and like she got a job out of it, like a six-figure job.
nice.
Now, was it because of the card? No, of course, but like it wasn't not because of the card. You know, the
Played a part,
card,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, it played a part, right? Yeah, she could have just sent an email and been like, "Hey, thanks for the venue." She
Mm,
went and got the card, and then was like, "I'm gonna deliver it myself." I think the physicalness of it, like I made these. I set up at a punk rock flea market, which is a wild thing. Punk rock flea market, what? But that's a thing, and there was like all these vendors there, and people coming in and out all day. But I made up these flyers
nice.
and just had them on the table. And it's not like my table was like the social media escape club table. We were selling used music equipment, me and my friend. But a whole bunch of people came up and took these, and we had conversations, face-to-face conversations from that, from a physical dumb thing that said social media escape club on it.
Mm,
Yeah, I think the physical is real. It is real. Like everything comes from that. Like, what are we on social media for? To promote, our yoga classes, which are real, our music, which we play on instruments and we hope to play in venues and stuff, like the books that we make or the zines and stuff, like it's all real. And
mm,
so social media is just, a small layer on top of that the big tech companies make us believe they're absolutely necessary for us to do any of that. Like,
mm,
bless their hearts, these wonderful, benevolent dictators of attention. And it's like, no, screw you. Like I say all the time to people about social media, like when we have that first talk in person or something like that. Wait, what do you mean not social media? How would I get the word out? And I always say to them, I'm like, we have you tried billboards? And they're like, what? No. I'm like, I know, calm down, calm down. I don't really mean you should go out and buy a billboard on some highway near your house, but that's just one other way to reach people.
mm,
Like, guess what? There's so many ways. And to your point, yeah, physical media is a thing. Like I talk to people all the time on my calls that are making up flyers and leaving them at coffee shops. People making up zines in place of business cards.
mm,
People having business cards. One of my members on a call said one time they went to a design conference and they and one other person had business cards.
mm,
No one else did. At a design conference where if even if you don't know anything about design, design was always like this big business card thing, the
mm.
cool business cards. No one had them. So
Crazy.
guess what? If you're one of the two people at a design conference that hands out business cards, people are going to remember you.
Mm, yeah.
So make business cards.
Yeah. One of my coaching clients, one thing she started doing now is she writes a physical card, like a letter, and sends it to your paid subscribers on Substack, which
Oof,
is
yeah.
which is such a great thing to do. I wish I could do that. I can't because obviously most of my audience are in the US, so it end up being
Yeah,
extortionately expensive after a
so
point.
much. Uh-huh.
But it's such a nice touch for her to do that.
Hmm.
And I was speaking to someone in the podcast episode just before this one, and she started it's a digital magazine, but she started to kind of like move away into different like formats
Hmm.
in terms of that. So she started her own magazine now and just kind of branched into that,
Cool.
which is awesome too. Um, and my wife, she's a wedding photographer, and her entire business really took off whenever she started meeting people face to face,
Yeah.
instead of just handling everything over email. So
Hmm.
people would book her for like a cup of coffee, and she would go and meet them, talk to them, and then they'd book her for their wedding after that, off the back of it, because of the power of meeting someone face to face, and it was just
Yeah.
incredible, so visceral.
So much of all of this is trust,
Mm,
trust, trust, trust. You can have, and I've known two people that have done this that have made sales pages. All they were was like, I think Google Doc pages with like a PayPal link at the bottom,
mm,
and they sent it to friends. Sign up. Like the one story I know for sure, Scott Perry, who used to work with Seth Godin's Akimbo stuff. That's how I met him
Scott.
on one of the freelance workshops. Everyone was like, "Oh, you need to get into coaching. You need to get into coaching." He's like, "What?" He was a musician. He was teaching guitar, and he's like, "Fine." And I think he made either a Word doc or a Google Doc, put a spiel on there with a PayPal link at the bottom, and like 25 people signed up.
Amazing.
Trust. Like, if you're just starting out, you probably can't do that because you
Mm,
haven't built trust yet. But like, if people are clamoring, if people trust you, you can get away with that. You can do that. Your sales page does not need to be 2 miles long
mm,
if you have trust.
yeah. How do you build trust with your audience?
Showing up like this
Mm,
all like, this is how I'm going to show up. This is how I'm going to talk about. This is the wild cadence I have, and I when I get really stoked, I might like that. But that's what you get. That's what you get with me. And it's I'm not for everybody, and no one's for everybody, and
mm,
that's fine. So the trust is, say what you're going to do, like, and do what you're going to like.
mm,
I'm going to try my best to help people get away from social media. I'm not going to bang people over the head. I'm not going to like take their phone and delete Instagram. I'm not going to make sure you do like whatever. Do what you got to do. Yeah, trust is the biggest thing. And the more you could show who you are really as a person, like, how do you build trust? You don't go to coffee to like, how am I going to build trust on this coffee hangout? You're just going to be you.
mm,
And you're going to talk how you talk and whatever, like, and that's you. And then it's up to other people if they trust you or not.
mm.
Because
Yep.
there's a lot of people, I'm sure you know this. You've probably met a lot of people where when you turned around and left, was like, I don't trust that person.
Yeah.
Like, it was a gut feeling.
Mm,
And you could see it on like stuff like YouTube or other people's, you know, believe it or not, Substack lives. Like, I don't trust that person.
mm,
I don't trust what the like you. So it's for everyone. Like, you do the best job you can of being like who you are, which I hope you could do a good job at it because you're you,
mm,
and build trust that way. Like, show
mm.
up consistently and do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah. Um, what kind of stuff then do you send your email subscribers? So is it all kind of purely focused on social media, or what kind of things do you offer them?
Yeah, no, it's funny because a lot of the times, a lot of the stuff that I send over the newsletter is stuff we talk about on the Zoom calls,
Mm,
and a lot of the time people think like our Zoom calls are like us complaining about Instagram and complaining about, and we don't talk about that hardly ever.
mm.
Like, Elon Musk's name does not come up very rarely.
Good.
Uh, yeah, right, right. Like, we got better things to do. So what I mean is, like, we're talking about zines. We're talking about like setting up shows. We're talking about all this other stuff. And so what we talk about on those Zoom calls then becomes like half the stuff I write about on my newsletter, on my
Mm,
blog. Well, it goes on the blog first, and then it goes into the newsletter. But yes, so much of it is just like kind of permission slip writing of like, look, you could do it this way. Everyone says you have to do it this. No, you could do it this way. Or, and not even just me. Like, but don't listen to this ding dong. Like, this person over here said they did this, and this is how they did that, and so it's a lot of that too. I one of the biggest things, one of the best things I've ever done back in 2023 was like, I'm going to do Zoom calls every week.
Mm,
The more creative people I get to talk to about leaving social media just turns into more, stories for everybody
mm,
to like learn from, to reinforce, like so much of it is like to reinforce that you're not alone in this.
mm,
Someone reading my blog or someone reading my newsletter is like, you're not alone. Like the problems you're facing, like I don't know what to write. What should my paid offering be? Like how many subscribers do I need to no, like here's a whole bunch of other people that have said this, or here's me just telling you, like, maybe try it this way. Like, I'm just trying to show up in my own, like, I've seen a lot of stuff in 25 years on the internet, at
mm,
shows, in real life, dealing with like a lot of different personalities. Here's my perspective. Like,
mm,
your results may vary, but like here's my perspective, and I try to combine that with the perspectives of all the other creative people I talk to throughout the weeks,
mm,
and that's what goes out, and that's what resonates, and so much of that then is just for me like the community aspect, which is what I try to make Social Media Escape Club so much a
mhm,
thing, is just trying to show like this is what our community is talking about
mm,
this, and so I try to show that every week in the newsletter. This is what we talk about. This is what we learned. This is something someone shared. I try to make it more that than me just bullhorn being like, you know what, Twitter's bad. Like you should delete an app. Like I don't want to do
Be a
that.
short conversation, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done that.
Mm,
I've done that and I've learned because
mm,
like there's a lot of lessons I learned from doing a newsletter on Substack since 2021. I tried a lot of different things, and a
mm,
lot of the things fell by the wayside of like, I don't want to do it like this. And so I
mm,
did it the way I wanted to do it.
yep.
And that's how you can have now I have no problem sending an email 3 times a week.
Mm,
Whether people want to get 3 of them a week from me is up to them, but yo, that's what I'm doing. So
yeah, and it works.
come along. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. I think community is so important. I mean, you said it so many times there, Seth, and I totally agree that I think what will make anybody's Substack publication or their presence online in general stick for the long term is if they've got a community feel around it.
Hmm.
Is if people feel like they don't want to leave it because they're going to be leaving a place where their friends and their peers are. And if you can sort of foster that feeling with anything that you do, and I'm saying this not to you but to anyone listening here today, I think um that's really what's going to make whatever you do stick around for the long term. I think it's so important. Anybody I talk to who's successful on Substack or any other platform, if they've got a community around what they do, that's what makes it work.
Yeah,
Mm,
and community looks different in a lot of places for a lot of different people. Like it, I know some people that have very vibrant discords.
mm,
I've tried it because I thought, hey, I have these vibrant Zoom meetings. Maybe in between the calls, we can get together on Discord, and but completely failed.
mm.
No one cared. There was like, it was not vibrant. It was not alive. So it's just like, okay, so but the community for me though, the community is, I'm trying to make it less about like, because that's a thing. Like we think community. Well, now I need community software. I need to look at Kajabi. I need to look at Circle. No, you don't. Like maybe you don't need to. Like and as I've found out, like I do just the Zoom calls. That could be enough.
Mm.
Like it's all I really have the energy for. Like I don't want to facilitate like a circle board thing. Like I've tried it and it was just like, ew, I don't want. So
Mm.
you have to find community like that works for you, and it has to work for you first.
Yeah.
Because like if you hate being on Discord, like you're probably not going to run a great Discord.
Mm.
I didn't like it, so that kind of came through. So I think it's important to find, because like if you don't have the energy for it,
Yeah.
that's going to show.
It's not gonna
And
last. Yeah.
right, and so finding community, and like community doesn't, like you just don't launch community.
Mm.
Like it has to build and grow, and like I just remember for years with my Substack, like I would see some of the same people show up in the comments on my Substack post. I
Mm.
don't get as many comments these days, which is a whole nother episode, I'm sure. Engagement on Substack. But that's fine. But like, back then I kept saying the same people. And
Mm.
then so I would see the same people. So what would I do? I would look at their publication. Like,
Mm.
oh, look what they're doing. So then that becomes like kind of a friendship.
Mm.
I see your post. I like your thing or whatever. We start to go back and forth. Like it starts somewhere. It has to start with like that one person, that two people. Oh, here's three people that regularly show up. Because then
Mm.
when I started doing like, hey, I want to do group Zoom calls, like yes, of course I did what everybody does. It's like, oh, here's the Zoom link. Show up next Tuesday at 3.
Mm.
And like it didn't really go anywhere because I posted it once. Um, and, maybe a lot of people didn't open that email. But what I did to make sure was like I texted and emailed some of my friends to be
Mm.
like that I knew, like not complete strangers. I was like, hey, can you show up on my Zoom call next Tuesday at 3 p.m. So it's not just me, like,
Mm.
and so to build that way of like, you know, hey, come out to my thing. Like if you're doing a
Mm.
book signing somewhere, like you're gonna text some of the people in the city to like come out
Personal
to the
invite.
thing.
Mm.
Don't just rely on like, don't just rely on the email list that everyone's gonna see at that one time that you say that you're gonna be in a city. Like get a people get yeah, send some private send some one-to-one emails and stuff like that. So
Mm.
yeah, community is so different. And I think you gotta do that work because like if someday you do a book tour or something, you're going to wish you had that community built 2 years ago
Mm.
uh, for people to that want to show up at your thing. Because I get it. Not everybody like when they hear community, they're like, oh, it's all this extra work I got to do. But it doesn't have to be. It can just
Mm.
be seeing one another, acknowledging one another on newsletters. Hey, I had this great talk with David the other day, and I wrote, here's a little thing that, whatever, like,
Mm.
just to show that part of community. Like,
Yep.
that I think is community, is like, there's a great one from my pal Cato McNichol who talks on part of Scott Perry's community. Is show people what they missed,
Mm.
like from the community or from the event.
Mm.
Like tell people, like so I do that all the time in my newsletter. I'm like, oh my goodness, this call we did on Thursday, so and so said they did this and they tried this and it worked really well, and maybe you should do it.
Mm.
Show like acknowledge people from the take a comment that someone leaves on one of your Substack notes or a post or email that you get
Mm.
and talk about it in your next newsletter,
It's a great
or
idea.
like if you want community, you have to like actually embody community,
Mm.
and you have to like illustrate it for people because people aren't just going to come along and do it for you.
Yeah.
It's better
Exactly.
if you just kind of pull it along of like, I see what you're doing, acknowledge people what they're doing. I like your work, link to them. And not a growth hack way. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like, I really love what they're doing. And then who knows? That leads to maybe a Zoom call,
Mm-hmm.
just one on one, and then maybe becomes something down the road. Or
Yep.
because of that, hey, you need to talk to so and so, and then that
Mm.
happens. And like, community is people,
Mm.
and it's again, you just can't. It's harder to do this without people.
Mm.
So get good people in your creative orbit, and like, you know,
Never know what can happen.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You
Mm.
don't know what could happen. You think you know what might happen or whatever, but it might be something completely different. I didn't
Mm.
think starting this newsletter in 2021, I'd be hosting 3 Zoom calls a week. Now I am. So
There
here
you
we
go.
are. Yeah.
Brilliant. So Seth, just a little pivot now. So one thing I do in these podcast episodes this season is we talk about a TV show or a movie that you're into right now. So I asked you this in advance, what you're watching right now, and you told me Maul Shadow Lord, so the new Star Wars animated series that's out on Disney Plus, I think. Tell me about it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm a big Star Wars fan,
Oh, no
so I should
spoilers.
watch it. Yeah,
Woo. Yeah. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was never a giant like animated fan of Star Wars stuff. Like I didn't watch there was so many episodes or seasons of Clone Wars
Mm.
and Rebels, and I didn't watch hardly any of those.
Mm.
Even like the Bad Batch, I didn't get super into that.
Mm,
But I was like, okay, the mall one, like let me check this out. And it was just so good.
mm,
The animating was great. Like it was done so well. It was just animated so well. The storylines, the I'm telling like the lightsaber duel stuff was so good.
I've heard that about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm,
I'm not like you know, I was never one to be like, here's my favorite lightsaber duels ranked five. I'm not that guy. I like watching the classic, the movies,
mm.
and some of the animated stuff, Mandalorian, all that. But like, dude, this thing is just done so well.
Yeah. No, I'm
So
definitely gonna watch it next. Yeah, it
cool.
looks incredible. I keep seeing like stills from the
Yeah.
lightsaber duels and stuff, and places, and it just looks incredible. Yeah.
It's so good. There's so many great characters in it, and yeah, it's there's some humor in places. There's really dark stuff. It's Maul,
Mm,
and uh, I don't want to give away too much, but like, yeah, it's so good. It's
mm.
so good.
I heard a rumor, I don't know if this is true or not, and I want to see what you think about it. That Disney are going to do like a sort of multiverse kind of retcon thing for the newest trilogy of Star Wars, where they're going to kind of basically suggest that it's splintered off from the main timeline and it's like its
Okay.
own thing, because of maybe backlash they received towards the end of like Rise of Skywalker or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then maybe some of the other stuff that kind of came off the back of that they made. How do you feel about that sort of thing where like big studios will like kind of retcon stuff a little bit and kind of go back and try and shift it towards the original kind of timeline?
What exactly is retcon?
So just basically like changing like what like basically saying that this never happened essentially and kind
Oh,
of canceling
okay.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, let them do what they want. Like, I mean, there's no, I mean, there's movies I didn't like. There's
Mm,
series I didn't like. They've put out a lot of stuff over the last couple years, of course, and I see that like, oh, they're diluting it. There's too much. Look, for me, it's like like I loved the first season of Andor.
mm.
Loved. Oh my god, this is the best. This is so great. I just wasn't. The second season came out, like, and I'm still not in the mood for to watch Andor right now.
Have you not seen have you watched the second season?
No,
Oh, it's
I
so good.
know. I know, but like I'm just not I'm not my vibes aren't aligned to the seriousness and all
Mm,
that of Andor. So
yeah.
for me, an animated series like Maul, Shadow Lord, I can handle that.
Mm,
So, and like I mean, Rogue One is probably my favorite of all the movies.
I love it.
I watch A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Like I usually put that on my screen like once a day.
Okay.
I fall asleep to it. Empire Strikes Back quite a bit. I love it. I mean, I saw it in theaters when I was a kid.
Mm,
Um, the Empire Strikes Back, but like, so again, like whatever they want to do, we're gonna make this, we're gonna do this, or that didn't fine, because there's people stuff that people love and some stuff that people hate, like the prequels. Like, I mean, yeah, I literally grew up with the original trilogy. Gee,
mm,
I wonder why that's my favorite. Like,
mm,
yeah, because I was a kid. Like, these are kids' shows, and like, so there's younger people that are like, oh my God, the prequels are amazing. Phantom Menace
mm,
and all those. Like, well, yeah, because they grew up with it.
mm.
I'll watch them. They're not my favorite. And then the new, whatever, like, not really my cup of tea, but like, I'll watch them here and there, whatever. But like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess I am. I'm paying Disney Plus way too much money. But,
Yeah.
yeah, they let them do what they want.
The other one.
If
I
if if something dumb comes out, like okay, I won't watch that one.
Yeah. I've kind of found that with all the Disney stuff they brought out since the new trilogy that there's like parts of the shows that I like. There's like little
Mm-hmm.
episodes or little scenes I think are
Yep.
amazing, proper Star Wars, and then there's other parts you're like, what the heck is this? Kind of thing in comparison. So
Uh-huh.
there's not really a show or a movie I think that they've made since maybe Rogue One that I really felt was really consistently
Ooh, yeah.
good all the way through.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan actually of The Last Jedi. I know it's very polarizing, but I
Hmm.
actually quite like it. Hate it. Rise of Skywalker. Just tried to like it, really tried, but just could not
Yeah.
get into it at all. Um, and I would love to see them, and this is just me being a nerd about Star Wars, I would love to see them just kind of like forget all the Skywalker stuff and jump ahead in the
Yeah.
timeline, maybe like a couple of hundred years
Hmm.
to a different time, just different characters, different story,
Yeah.
and just see where that goes. I think they maybe were going to do that at one point. There was talk of that. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with it. But probably like you, where maybe my affiliation with Star Wars is kind of like lessened a little bit in the last few years. My love of it slightly diluted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go too deep with it. Like, I don't keep up with like the different websites or the gossip or the whatever the rumor stuff about it. Like,
Mhm.
whatever comes out comes out. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
watch it, maybe I won't. But yeah, I mean, but also too, like even to your point about the parts, like the Mandalorian episode in the uh, um,
Boba Fett one.
Boba Fett one,
Yeah.
yeah, like that one. What was it, episode 5 or something like that? The thing I loved about that was there was a continuous shot in that,
Mm,
like a 6 minute continuous shot or something like that.
mm,
Like that stuff is like thrilling to me. I was like, I love watching that scene where he goes and the camera just follows and there's no break and it's this like
mm.
like that to me is like peaceful and good vibes. I
Yeah.
like that. And you know what? That's what Star Wars can do for me. And
Mm,
I think Star Wars serves a lot of people and like, but
mm,
I don't know. I'm just over the idea that that it's made for me. They
mm.
don't care. Hey, what's Seth think? They don't give a shit. So like, what's this old guy over here? Yeah, we need kids to get into this show so we can sell them, action figures. I get it. Like,
Mm.
I'm along for the ride.
Fair enough. I'll definitely check out Maul's Shadow Lord very soon then because I want to catch up on that for
Can
sure.
I
Of
can I also quick? I don't mean
course.
to ruin the flow here, but
Yeah.
I am not a Marvel guy. I don't understand any of that stuff. Marvel, the MCU. I don't get any of it. Superman. That I don't. Whatever. For some reason, I tuned in and watched Loki,
Hmm.
the series. Loved it.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
I I don't know anything about Loki. I don't know any like they're talking this, they're talking that. I don't know what the I love it. I watch that series, season 1 and 2 regularly.
It's really good.
Every now and again, I'm like, yo, I need to watch that again.
Mm.
Absolutely love that.
It's definitely one of the best ones I think of the shows they made by far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
really, really good.
And again, I'm totally not. I don't want to watch all the other. I don't even know is there an Ant-Man? Is that I don't know.
There is,
Whatever.
yeah.
I like. But the Loki, I'm in. Like, so
You're
I don't
in.
know. For me, I'm not a huge TV guy. Like a lot of people know that about me. But like every now and again, when I find something I like I'm like, I like this. Okay, cool.
Yeah, perfect. Um, Seth, what are your just last couple of questions? Excuse me. What are your plans for the future? So, you built this publication on
Hmm.
Substack. You're doing the Zoom calls every week. You're walking 10 miles a day, which you mentioned and when I asked you earlier what you were doing as well before the call.
Back at it. Hmm.
What are your plans then for the next, say, for the rest of 2026? What do you hope to achieve?
Oh, what do I hope to achieve? I hope to achieve. I'm gonna set up at the punk rock flea market again.
Mm,
This time I'm gonna get a whole table, a whole booth to myself.
nice.
Um, just me, two chairs, and a little table with some bottled water, and like, let's talk about this in person. I
Mm,
want to do more of that stuff. I want to keep the punk rock nature of it. I want to keep the scrappiness of it, the youthfulness of it. I I I don't want to like rent a hotel conference room and do
mm,
like I'm not interested in that. Like
mm,
I'm trying to talk to like creative people about this stuff. So yeah, looking to do more of that this year. Whether just that punk rock flea market and try to get some other stuff going as well. Um, but also yeah, just leaning hardcore into I revolve and hone everything around the Zoom calls, like the weekly
mm,
escape pod Zoom calls, and trying to make them as impactful and as like helpful as possible for the people that
mm,
show up. also to grow them, like, and to make them and refine them in a way that's like, I've written blogs and stuff like that or whatever over the past 20 some years, but how do you bring people into a Zoom call? It's hard.
Mm,
There's a degree of trust that needs to be built there, like to show up on a Zoom call with, so that is going to be my focus for the rest of this year, as
nice.
well as just building that trust, inviting people more into that world. I have special guests, that are free. You can come hang out and do that. This week is Meg Lewis, the designer, amazing individual, and like I just love doing those as like a special treat, like once a month, like have a special guest, like I just chat with them for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then
Hmm.
it's open QA with the whole room. So like I'm trying to get people on that are interesting, people that have done choirs, um, people that have won Peabody Awards,
Mm,
stuff like
nice.
holy crap, how'd you do that? Like and just have those conversations. I'm trying to do more of that. Like
That's cool.
and build a community of like creative people. That's what I want to do. I just want to talk to more creative people that are doing cool stuff, and almost to a point of like when I interviewed Cody Cook Parrott right before their book came out, like they said on the call, like I don't want to talk about social media anymore. And that's kind of the vibe of like, I mean, I want to talk like how to get away from it, of course, but like that's part of it. Like that's one part of it. Like, okay, fine, I deleted an app.
Mm,
Now what? And I want
mm,
to talk about more about the now what. Because like anyone can say delete the app. Anyone can say like, leave your phone in the next room. But
mm,
then what? Then what?
mm.
How do we proceed? Like, and so that's what I'm mostly interested in this year is the then what.
Okay. Awesome. I love that so much. Yeah, I love just having conversations with creative people. That's why I love doing this podcast with
Yep.
people like yourself as well. Just always
Yeah.
so fascinating to hear what people are doing and how they're working and things. Great.
Great, right? Yeah, it's fun. I mean, who like I want that to be my full-time job, just talking to cool people all the time. Heck yeah, let's do this. So
Sounds
yeah.
good.
And you do this well. Thank you for this, David. This
No
is
problem.
really fun. Yeah.
It's so good to have you here.
Yeah.
Before you leave, Seth, can you leave us just with one final like golden nugget of advice for anyone who is on Substack, if they're maybe wanting to leave social media, maybe focus more on
hmm
Substack or just build an audience or whatever they want to do. What's one thing you want to leave them with today?
Reuse stuff that you posted in the past.
Mm,
Reuse stuff that didn't get seen. I think you posted something about this in a note, like of post your notes in a
mhm,
newsletter. Post your old social media posts if you have social media still. Put that in a newsletter for the people that signed up to see, like, because everything else is like by chance.
mm,
All the posts and the algorithms and whatever, maybe people see it, but the people that subscribed are your most important people. So
yeah.
like give them the good stuff. Don't just do the funny, silly, goofy stuff, for strangers. Put that good stuff in your own newsletter. Like give it directly to the people who are already signed up, who gave you their email address. Do that for
Mhm.
them. That's my nugget.
Love it. Brilliant. What a great way to end. Seth, thanks so much. Really cool to chat today. And I'm looking forward to just kind of staying connected with you on Substack as well. Maybe have
Yes.
more conversations about Star Wars, maybe in future as well. And once I've watched Small Shadow Lord.
You watch,
Yeah,
yeah, watch Maul and let me know what you think. Oh my
I will.
goodness.
That'd be great.
Cool. Cool.
Thank you so
David, thank
much.
you. Yep.
Yeah. Have a brilliant day and I'll catch you all soon.
All right. Thank you, David. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Seth.
Bye.
Bye bye.